Hello viewers, welcome to the Power BI course. Today we are going to learn how to create a simple measure in Power BI desktop. Okay, in one of my previous video, we learned how to create a quick measure. If you did not watch and you are interested, then you can go ahead and watch that video. I will leave the link in the description. Okay, so let's get started here. So what is a simple measure? Now, simple measure is the one that aggregates the values of single column. Okay, and there is some characteristics belongs to the measure. Unlike calculated column, that you cannot see that values in a column of table or in a data model anywhere. It stays as a formula. Okay, and whenever you use them on the visual, at that time you can see that. Now, measure cannot reference table or column directly, that they must pass into the DAX function. Without the DAX function, you cannot create a measure. Okay, so this is facts about the measures. And let's get started. I'm going to open a Power BI desktop so we can create some simple measures. Okay, I'm going to use main aggregation functions here. Okay, now we are in the Power BI desktop, and as you can see, I have one table, salesperson performance table, and I have about 8 columns in it. Let me show you that in a table view as well. This table has 1000 rows and 8 columns. Okay, let's go back to the report view and to create some measures. Okay, now on the home ribbon you can see this calculation column where you can see the new measure and quick measure, or when you select the table, at that time you can see this calculation section here, which has a new measure, quick measure, new column and new table. Okay, so I'm going to click a new measure, and I have a formula bar here which I'm going to use first sum function. Okay, so total sales, so this is my measure name, and I'm going to use a sum function. Okay, so sum, as soon as I type sum, I have even if I type SU, I have couple of function and I can choose from. Okay, so my sum function, and then after a round bracket, it is asking me here in a blue text column name. So I'm going to select this column sales amount. Okay, and close the round bracket and enter. And so now we have this total sales measure. I'm going to use that in a visual. So I'm going to click on this table visual, and okay, and let me get the enough and the total sales. Okay, and I'm going to increase the font size so you can see it. So now we have our sales amount. Now I'm going to use this our sales amount, our column available as well in the visual, so we can see it side by side. And as you can see, that both values are identical, meaning our sales amount column has a sales amount by each row, and it's summarizing that. And when you use them on the visual, you can see the sum of that. And the same thing our measure as well does it. This column is occupying a space in a table in a data model where our measure does not. Okay, so that is the difference. I'm going to remove that from the visual. And as soon as this is not a strict guideline, but it is a kind of best practice that when you create the measure, just make sure that the format of the measure is you want that. Okay, so let's select the measure and the format. So in my case, I want it in a currency because the amount is in sales and dollar value. So that and I wanted to I wanted to put it on 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is looking nice. Now we are going to create a average mean max of the sales amount. Okay, or maybe let's say use something different column this time. So I'm going to create again a new measure, and this time the measure name is average unit price. Okay, and is equal to, so this time I need average function, average, and in round bracket I'm going to use a unit price. Okay, and close the bracket and enter, and I'm going to use this new measure in the visual. Okay, and that measure has the again I'm going to use my format. So the same way you can create mean, max, any of this. Okay, for your any column. Now I'm going to use a count function and distinct count. I wanted to show the difference as well, but just before that, when you have, like, we have a total sales and average unit price, at that stage, at the end, if you want, you see these regular columns has these summarization symbols and all that. If you wanted to hide that column at this stage, you can hide this column. Okay, so let me hide this column, and your users are going to now use only the total sales and the average unit price measures, not the actual columns. Okay, that unit price column is gone, it's hide. Now let's use the count function. So I'm going to use a count function on this title column. So let's make a new measure, and I'm going to give a name, title count, and count, and in a round bracket I'm going to use a title and enter. Okay, and I'm going to use that in our visual. So count. Okay, meaning that this title, the title came repeated in a table 43 times for David. And if you just if you sort it out, you can see that this name appears 182 times, which is the most time in a table. So that person sold the item that many times. Not necessarily that that person is highest on the total sales as well, because you can see that this person 174 times appears his or her name in a table, and the total sales is highest on that name. Okay, now I wanted to use the distinct count. I'm going to, from this visual, I'm going to remove the average unit price and total sales, and let's just compare the count and distinct count. Okay, I'm going to remove even a first name, and we will use title itself because our title is on count. Okay, so title, and I'm going to okay, so we can get it here. Now I'm going to create a distinct count, and for that I'm going to click on new measure, and title D count. Okay, and is equal to distinct count, and in a round bracket I'm going to give a title column again. Now we are going to use that column, distinct count. Okay, so this is the difference between count and distinct count. distinct count meaning it like 11 times 1. So there are 3 type of titles in a title column. Now it repeated 11 times for this title, repeated 986 times for this title, and 3 times for this title. However, the distinct count does not count the repeated item. So count and distinct count difference is like that. This is our total 1000 rows in a table, and this is a total time it counted, and this is a distinct count. Okay, there is one other function. Let me cover this in this video quickly. So I'm going to create a new measure again, and I'm just going to show you the count rows function. Okay, count R, that is my measure name, and I'm going to count rows. I'm going to use a count rows function. Okay, count, and you can see here that compared to the other function, this function only requires a table name. So I'm going to give my table name here, salesperson performance, and enter. And as you can see, let me put it up in a card. So I'm going to use this time a card visual. Okay, and if I put it my count row, it gives me a 1000 in that, because this counts the table number of rows. So this is all about how to create a simple measure. In my next video, we are going to learn how to create a compound measure. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content of the video, then please comment, like, share, and subscribe my channel. And thanks for watching.